Hi, I'm Chris, and this is Lizzie, and we're two co-founders of the Glasgow Tool Library, two of four co-founders of the Glasgow Tool Library, one being Abby, so there's a bit of nepotism going on, and Danny, who's actually the only one that really knows anything about tools, which is quite useful. So we're going to explain a bit about what we do, why we do it, and how we think that creating new libraries in our cities can have a positive impact on our communities and environment. So I think we're way ahead now already, which is good. What is a tool library and how does it work? Many of you may already know what tool libraries are. There's already a few in Scotland. There's ones in Edinburgh and Stirling. But tool libraries work like normal libraries, but instead of sharing books, we share tools. We collect donations of tools from people that no longer use them, repair and care for them, and make them accessible to everyone through our Pay What You Can membership.
So it's going to swing? No, I'll go to it. So why do this? When you think about all the effort that goes into producing a tool, from extracting the raw material to shipping them all over the world, it's a bit mad actually that we individually own tools that largely just sit in the back of our cupboards gathering dust. By sharing them, we can reduce our consumption, our waste, and also save money. By creating a communal resource, our aim is to challenge the unsustainable relationship between use and ownership and promote a more collaborative economy where it becomes normal for things to be shared communally. So a bit like a kind of tool-related fun type of communism.
We know that tool libraries themselves aren't going to radically change the world, but we do think that if we become able to use materials in more resourceful ways, by creating more circular systems and stop packaging everything and trying to sell it, we can begin to shift our collective behaviour towards more sustainable and communal activities. So we're based down at Phoenix Nursery, just outside Civic House, next to the M8, in a shipping container that we've been renovating over the past few months using mostly only really recycled materials. So we've only just opened and it's taken us about 2 years to get here, and we're now currently in the process of signing up members. So if anybody's interested in joining, we'll have membership forms with us tonight.
So here are some photos of our containers and of our container and tools. We've got about 700 tools donated so far, and we're just in the process of repairing them and putting them onto our online sharing system. So if any of you have got any tools that you've got sat in the back of your attics, garages, whatever, then please get in touch. We also do a few things other than library-related stuff. We do a few events. While they're usually an opportunity to learn how to make an object, there's also a lot of value in people just coming together and being empowered to make and repair rather than just buy and consume. So while it might be an opportunity to make a coffee table, it's also just a way to challenge consumerism by being a bit more fun than IKEA.
This was a photo from our first event we ran in 2017 called Our House, Your House at the Glue Factory for Glasgow Open House Festival. For this, we collected materials from places such as RCS, CCA, GSA, where they, like many other organisations, create an abundance of waste from a variety of projects. What we tried to do was use this waste, unwanted material to create new things. We laid out everything that had been donated, along with a selection of tools, and let people build whatever they wanted with the support of trained carpenters.
So a kind of really key component of these events is just trying to create an atmosphere where people feel free to experiment and test out ideas without being too precious about the tools and materials that they're using. Here, what you can see is the exhibition after Our House, Your House, and that's me not looking at my watch because I'm bored, but actually I'm so impressed by how much people managed to achieve just within a day. We've got other events. We're part of the program at Saturday School, one of which is coming up this Saturday, where we make things like plant pots, toys, loads of stuff, whatever that is. And we have the last events coming up on this Saturday, but we've got loads coming up after the summer, so just get in touch. Keep in touch.
So our plan for the future is to set up a community workshop where we can run more educational events like the ones we've already been doing, and also just provide a space where people can come in and just work on projects in their own time. Another of our big objectives over the next few years is to try and grow the tool library throughout Glasgow, trying to create a citywide sharing infrastructure. Although a simple idea, this alternative model could begin to change how we perceive of ownership and how we access resources.
So we obviously thought we couldn't do this without putting out some like scary statistic, which is about to come up now. So we've all heard that populations are increasing, with almost 70% of people expected to live in cities by 2050. That's 2.5 billion more people in our cities. So we already know that we need to consider the ways that we produce and manage resources over the next few decades. It just can't continue in the same way. Along with that, our like sort of dominant economic model prioritizes individualism and consumption, which is both damaging to our sense of community and damaging to our environment. So rather than just like nagging people about their individual consumer habits, with the right sharing infrastructure put in place, we can create alternative ways of owning and producing which are more fulfilling and also fun.
So through the tool library, what we're trying to establish is an urban commons where common assets, in this case tools and other resources, are managed for the benefit of the common good. This non-market-based approach aims to transition us towards a society where we see ourselves as citizens working in collaboration to democratically own, use and access goods and services. Our plan for how we do this is to work with existing organisations such as community gardens and community centres, and use the resources that they already have sitting in the cupboards and sheds, and put these online in order to create a library, a citywide library infrastructure and network.
So we're also hoping to kind of expand our library depots to have access, so people have access to all sorts of things, not necessarily just tools. It could be camping equipment, like board games, things that you just don't use or don't need to use on a day-to-day basis, and you're happy to share. So the easier they are to access, the more there are, then the more convenient it is. So it might be just as convenient as popping down to a shop. By expanding the library and reaching more people, we can change mindsets about how we use, access and own materials without just like banging people over the heads with scary statistics about how we're all going to burn in hell if we don't recycle. So on that note, if you're interested in donating tools, becoming a member or volunteering with us, please get in touch through those things. And thanks.